they're accusing them of fraud. So we'll see if that's the case. Publicly, Cameron Winklevoss has been attacking Barry Silbert, or Silbert, I keep calling him Silbert, Barry Silbert, DCG, and Genesis, and of course, Cameron tweets once again. But, I mean, Cameron, I know he's doing this because of damage control, because it doesn't look good for Gemini. And also, both Gemini, Cameron continues to attack. He says, let's see here. The good news is, by seeking the protection of bankruptcy court, Genesis will be subject to judicial oversight and required to provide discovery into whatever that brought them to this point. And then, all right, here. Genesis into bankruptcy does not insulate Barry, DCG, or any other wrongdoers from accountability. We are prepared to take direct legal action against Barry and DCG and others who share responsibility for fraud that cause harm. So basically, to sum up, Cameron's like, hey, we're going to sue them because I don't know if Barry and others within DCG and Genesis really committed fraud like SBF, where they commingled customer funds and swashed it around between entities, or maybe Barry and others, they're just negligent. They were careless. They got too over leveraged, right? That's different from fraud, but that's not what Cameron's saying. Cameron believes for sure there is fraud, and they're going to get to the bottom of it, supposedly, right? So I don't know. Cameron is still very, very angry. Supposedly he's been trying to work with DCG and Genesis for months, and they have been basically non-responsive, right? So I guess we'll see where this goes, but the good news is, despite this big bankruptcy, Bitcoin is still holding at 21,000. I mean, that is fantastic, right? That kind of shows you how strong Bitcoin is right now, because when FTX fell, boom, right? Bitcoin fell down huge. When Three Arrows Capital fell, when Celsius fell, Bitcoin had huge, huge dips. And right now, Bitcoin has not dipped one bit. One bit. That shows you how strong Bitcoin is right now. Now, there's some exposure also to Bybit that's kind of leaking out, because one of the companies that Genesis owes money to is this one called Marana, which is investment arm of Bybit. Okay, so if you take a look at this, there's about 151 million owed to Marana, and people are wondering if Bybit has exposure, because Bybit also offers an earn program, and people are wondering where the interest is coming from, right? Is it also from Genesis, or is there some other way they're doing it? I don't know, but the CEO of Bybit is doing a little damage control right now, saying that full transparency, everything is okay, but people are wondering why he didn't come out with this right away when Genesis, shut down withdrawals, right? So I guess just be careful. Like when all the others came down, I told you guys, never too late to be protecting your own crypto. Self-custody wallets, they exist. If you're concerned about any exchange, right? Well, safeguard your own crypto. Put on your own wallet. Then you don't have to worry about withdrawals being suspended or stopped, or exchanges going under, or anything like that, right? Never too late to get a ledger, or download a mobile wallet like Trust Wallet or something like that, and safeguard your own crypto. All right. But I did see this, though. So people spotted that about $200 million worth of Bitcoin went back into exchanges, specifically Binance, right? So that sounds pretty big. And, of course, this is probably from the institutions or the big whales that are scared that something may happen with this bankruptcy news, right? As of right now, nothing has happened. Bitcoin, like I said, is holding above 21,000, but I guess let's see if volatility is going to come, if we're going to see some kind of dumping soon. But right now, it does seem like the entire market is holding very, very strong, which is another indicator that we're coming up from bottom. So I guess we'll watch for that. But in the meantime, there are a lot of Bitcoin shrimps and crabs that continue to increase their holdings. In fact, they hold over 4 million Bitcoin. And what does that mean? Who is a crab? Well, crabs are people that hold anywhere from 0.1 to 10 Bitcoins. It's a big gap, okay? But most of you guys watching are within this range, 0.1 to 10. And you can see that huge spike, right? Especially in the second half of 2022, entering 2023. A ton of accumulation. That's awesome. Awesome. And what about shrimp positions? Well, shrimp is anything under 1 Bitcoin, right? Mostly retail, I would say. Well, even crabs are retail, but shrimps, a little bit less. Less than 1. Still, you can see it skyrocketing, right? So everything I've been covering, still in play. The fundamentals of Bitcoin continue to grow stronger. People that are holding, people that are entering the space, both going up. The hash rate, a lot of people worried about the miners leaving. Bitcoin's hash rate is at an all-time high. The fundamentals of Bitcoin continue to grow. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And then lastly, I did see this. Brett Harrison, which was he was the ex-president of FTX.us. He raised $5 million from the likes of Coinbase Ventures, Circle Ventures, and even Anthony Scaramucci for a new DeFi company aimed at institutions called Architect. Quite interesting. So I guess a lot of people really trust this guy, even though he was the head of FTX.us. He did resign before the whole thing came down, but I guess a lot of people still trust him. All right. Outside of these things, the U.S. market opened mixed. Red for Dow, green for NASDAQ, right? Netflix had a huge earnings yesterday. Subscribers added in the quarter doubled what analysts thought. Awesome. But today, big tech giants are definitely laying people off right now. So unfortunately, this is happening, and unfortunately, this is what Powell wants to see: is unemployment go up, wages come down, and jobs come down. We're starting to see that. All right, and then like I said, Bitcoin is still holding above 21,000, which is very, very positive considering we just saw Genesis file for bankruptcy. And the overall market cap is up today. Slightly. 1.28%. Again, very nice despite the bad news.